I'm a producer, I'm a producer, I'm a producer, whisperer all my life.
Thank you. What's going down, everybody? It's your man, Mike Trampe, aka the Producer Whisperer, and welcome to the first episode of my new podcast, Producer Whisperer Podcast. I'm really excited to be here. This is just an intro video, but I'm really excited for what I have coming. Tons of interviews, breakdowns, reviews, live trainings, anything you can think of, and that I've learned in the last 20 years, because this is the 20th year I've been in the music industry. I started in 2006 professionally, meaning this has been my only job for 20 years, nothing else. Now it's 2026, so it's a 20-year career. So anything I've learned and anything I know and I can share, I will be sharing it on this channel, and I'll be talking to a lot of amazing people. People have helped me in my journey, people that I've met 20 years ago and still work with, or someone I just met last month, but we're working together on something. So I'm trying to give you a look into my life and my career in the music industry. A lot of people don't actually know what I've done, what I've accomplished, and I hope to break that all down for you over the course of releasing content. So I'll give you a quick rundown. As I said, my name is Mike Trampe, aka the Producer Whisperer. I'm the BeatStars publishing director as of right now, and I've been with BeatStars since 2016. But before then, the 10 years before that, a lot happened, right? I grew up in a family household, listening to Frank Sinatra on Sundays, Pink Floyd. I was very heavy into East Coast hip hop and boom bap early on from my older sister, which turned into a love and a passion, which turned me into a DJ at 12 and 13 years old. And just mixing records, putting acapellas on different instrumentals, all these things with hardware. You're going back to the mid to late 90s, early 2000s as I graduated high school. And I didn't know what I want to do with my life. I had no idea. I went to high school. I barely graduated. I wasn't a great student, but we had just gotten computers in like 1999. I believe was the year we got them. And I liked computers. I'm like, oh, these are crazy. This is cool. But I didn't know what I could do with them. So I'm still making music. My friends are buying MPCs. I grew up in a studio with MPCs, ASRs, Triton keyboards, the whole nine, right? So I knew I wanted to make music. I knew I wanted to do something with music. I didn't mention this, but I rapped as well, and I tried to produce, but my patience wore thin. But the story continues to grow, right? So I go to college for a year, to a college called Penn College, and I live in Williamsport, Pennsylvania for 1 year. I hated the school. I hated it. The school was cool, but I hated what I was taking, computer programming and networking. I had no idea what it was, but it sounded like something I might like. But what happened during that period is probably pure luck, but what shaped my future. Okay. So social media came out while I was in college a little bit. And then as time progressed, it grew more. I moved back to the Philly area, hustling, doing what I got to do, working at a hip hop clothing store, doing what I got to do, making music still. But social media is starting to become something, right? It's not just Facebook anymore for college kids. It's Facebook as a whole. And then obviously down the road, Twitter comes into play. But I took that, my personality, my people skills, and my love for music and loving the computer and learning how to use different things on it and put them together and created a role that didn't exist. Okay. And that's how my career started. I got an internship with Hip Hop DX in 2006, which turned into a part-time job, which turned into a full-time job. And I was there for 7.5 years. I left in 2014 when I started my own agency called Mad Management, MAAD Management, which I had different clients. Obviously, BeatStars was one of them. Dat Piff, Hip Hop Lately. I worked with the great people over at DJ Booth and Audio Mac for some period of time. I've worked with A3C Festival. I did a lot of advertising, social media work, but everyone knew me from helping create social media for hiphopdx.com during the golden years of blogs. Okay. This was like 2007, 2010, 11, and even slightly before I came there, like they had things cracking. So I just brought that and added the social element to it. So that's what I did. As I left in 2014 and started working with individual clients, I got to meet Abe, the CEO of BeatStars. And we just started talking more and collaborating on different things. And I realized, BeatStars is everything I believe in. The morals, the ethics, just the whole story is what I believe in. Cutting out all the middle people, all the stuff that just is taking up money, space, and just cutting out creators and giving them the money that they're owed. So based on that alignment and understanding, you could go direct to consumer and sell beats and do all these things. When I'm used to going to labels, trying to get meetings, stuff on CDs, it's a lot of gatekeeping back when I was growing up. And I hate to sound like that and be that guy, but there was, and the business was not taught. Okay. So over the years, I worked at BeatStars doing marketing, social media. Basically, me and Abe helped build the BeatStars brand in the community through social media and other things over those years, right? And then obviously 2018, Old Town Road happened, and everybody wanted to know about BeatStars. Obviously, more people are signing up, more interest from companies and labels and other potential partners. You know how the story goes. And, we ended up partnering with Sony in 2020, Sony Music Publishing to be exact, in 2020 to form a publishing partnership. We built technology, we built a portal that goes right into Sony Score, which is their composition publishing royalty system, right? And to my knowledge, we're the only company in the world that had this. And we were offering 1-year admin deals. And it was great. We were with them for 6 years. We actually just ended our partnership with them in March of 2026. Now we're partnered with Believe Music, which we're so excited about. But we learned a ton from working with Sony. And I know I did personally. So in 2020, when we did the partnership with them, that's when I moved over from kind of the marketing social side and started working on the publishing stuff with a guy named Greg Mateo, who I still work with to this day. And we've built a lot. We've built a huge team and a lot of huge wins, like almost 100 Billboard Hot 100s, hundreds of billions of streams, like tens of millions of dollars paid out to creators who didn't even know what publishing was until we came around and helped educate and teach. And that's kind of what I pride myself on, and what you're going to see on this channel is hands-on education. This is what I was saying earlier. A lot of people are like, Mike, why don't you put out more content? Because I do this every day, but with individuals or groups of people, and most people don't see it. So they have no idea what's going on. But I think it's time that people actually see the amount of stuff that we do and that I do on a daily basis and share it with people so they can learn from it. We've never gatekept information. Do we take business seriously? Absolutely. But we're always trying to educate and help people understand why things are the way they are and how to best move around it, right? So anywho, that's kind of like my story in a nutshell. I got to work with crazy dope artists earlier on when I was at Hip Hop DX. I formed a really good relationship with TDE and worked with Kendrick. His name was K Dot back then. I think he was like 16, and J Rock and the whole TDE squad. I got to do a lot of really cool stuff with them. Remember having calls with Wiz Khalifa, a lot of like artists who were really building their careers at that point, 2006, 7, 8, 9, and onward, right? So I got to see that and experience all that. And then I got to work with a lot of different other people. I worked on a reality TV show, different labels, built a great relationship with Sway and King Tech. Got to work with RZA from Wu-Tang. Like working with all these people and all these things over the years has shown me so many different perspectives of how people approach the industry. So I've got to experience the traditional way in the 90s to early 2000s. Then when things start changing with the internet and social media, to where we are now and where it's progressing to with AI. So as I learn, I will share. I appreciate everybody who's already been rocking out with me, is a BeatStars publishing member, or has worked with me in some form or fashion over the years. Thank you for rocking with me. I know I've been quiet. It's been too long. People are really going to understand the impact that we're having on people's lives. So I appreciate y'all for rocking with us. To all the new people, lock in. This is me. There's no cuts. You're not going to see any edits on my channel. 1, because I don't know how to edit. 2, I want it to be raw and real. If I mess something up, I'm going to correct myself and keep it moving. And if I say something wrong, hold me to it and we can discuss it respectfully. What I will not tolerate is any hate, racism, just this is positive vibes over here. But at the same time, if people act a certain way in this community and on my channel, it will be addressed. But I hope that doesn't happen. I want all love and positivity on this channel. And with this content, I'm open for debates and discussions respectfully, as I said. That's it. I base everything off of facts and evidence. I can't wait to share all this with you. Thank you for hearing me out. As you can tell, I can keep rambling and rambling. So I'm going to wrap this up. But thank you to everybody for rocking with me and locking in. A lot of content to come. Strap in.
I'm a producer, I'm a producer, I'm a producer, whisperer.